Love is blind, and love is blind. Do we build it up, just to let it wash away? Tell me, did I lace you wrong, just to watch you run away? Tell me who's getting all my love, who's getting all my love? Tell me who. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Las Vegas. This is round of 22. We've only got 3 races left to go in this season, and it's going to be a tantalizing close battle between Burmeister and Mansell. Mansell's had the upper hand on his championship rival, Burmeister, who did not take part in the last 2. So can Mansell use that to his advantage as well? We're about to find out what's happened here in Vegas. 18 minutes qualifying, as you all know, it's going to be a 25-lap race, and we'll see what happens here in the night of Vegas. And alongside me tonight is Charlie Smith. How are you, mate? You alright?
I'm doing well, thank you very much, Jamie, for having me on. Once again, of course, having joined you last week in Japan.
Yeah, you did. And what a battle we saw that as well between Crossfire Strikes and Oliver. Those two went side by side, giving each other enough room and enough respect on the exit too. Did not force each other out and managed to get away cleanly. So that was a very good scrap there between Crossfire. Well, I think it was. I'm trying to think now, but anyways, my phone is messed up again, which I don't want it to be. But I think Yarholm took hold into you last time out at the Japanese Grand Prix, but he just can't seem to convert it to a win or get a podium because it looks like he had some stronger pace early in the stint at the Japanese Grand Prix, but ultimately the rest of the pace let him down because I think he made a few mistakes now and there. So Yarholm's got good qualifying, but in terms of race pace, it still needs to be worked on a bit. That's the elements you make up on the Formula One game to be a very good driver, very consistent as well as understanding your car, understanding the limits around here, and understanding the setup. But here comes Yarholm then go for a first flying lap. That took a very long time, it seems. I thought he was a lap already, but here he is then coming towards the final banked corner before we cascade our way down towards turn 1. Then looking at the 100-meter board, brake just before it, down to the gears, into third gear, ride that curve very nicely. Very good usage of the curve. Bring it over to the left-hand side to open up turn 3, which leads into turn 4, a long looping right-hander, and the DRS enabled again to promote overtaking down this second straight as we head towards turn 5. This can be very tricky indeed as we brake on the 100-meter board, down to the gears again. Let's see how much curve it takes. Quite a lot actually, but couldn't quite seem to get it hooked up on the rear. Then the car was moving around. Now coming towards my least favourite corners, turn 8 and turn 9. This little chicane here, which can catch a lot of people out because you arrive at high speed, but at the same time you've got to be very careful because Charlie Mills will catch you out as well. So we continue on with Bourne's lap as he makes his way downhill then towards, I think it's turn 12 and turn 13, where Lando Norris crashed as well back at the 2023 Las Vegas Grand Prix. But Yarholm makes it out unscathed, and majority of drivers on their lap, despite having the 3 minutes gone, nobody has a lap time yet. But that's gonna be beaten by Yarholm because he's the first one to come out of his garage. Then reaches speeds about 340 kilometers an hour. I dare say maybe a little bit more than that, 217 miles an hour. As we head down towards the braking zone into this little chicane we go. We saw Logan Sargent crash there this year, and he cut the inside wall, didn't he, and left his mechanics unfortunately having another build over. But here comes Yarholm. Then the first lap time is going to be the board. It's going to be a backing off. Is it backed off? A 31.0. Mummy Nick, how are you doing, mate?
First of all, Yarholm, he ran out of deploy at the final straight, just where after Colapinto crashed. In real life, of course.
Yeah, it was. Sorry.
As you said, a big repair job. I'm pretty sure that is Calvin if we have a look behind Yarholm there. No, it's not. Yarholm, of course, P3 last week. Smoke got pole and I believe converted it to a win, if I'm not wrong in saying. He Smoke absolutely demolished the race there. Nice pole, and I believe, if you remember right, it was Electrodyne. It was a Haas 2-3. Electrodyne ended up P2 and bottled the start. He just didn't. Yeah. He got a good launch. He got good reaction time, but then he just bogged down in the second phase and completely lost it. I think he lost 3 positions in total on that first lap. of course, well, not even the first lap, but the first 2 corners before the eventual safety car came out due to an incident with someone else. Lord Brad with a nice lap there.
30.9 the first drivers there. There's a big gap from P3 to P4, but all these guys are just having exploratory lap time. NOS sponsor Cafino in P. Apologies if I do say your name is wrong. Say your name wrong, because that will be the case. But apologies if I have there or not. For the driver, where is he right now? Caspino in 60th place of the Kick Sauber. So just bear with me if I can't pronounce your name. Casty's not here tonight, so it's down to Calvin. Calvin's finished inside the top 5 regularly, but it just can't seem to get a podium. I think his last podium was at the British GP earlier in the season. That was quite a long time ago. Remember, Div 2 did do the British GP, but other than that, it's just been a bit difficult for Sauber so far. And I know they're always there in the top 5. I know they're always there to pick up the pieces, but at the same time, we can't just afford to rely on other people's mistakes. I know Casti and I know Calvin will push hard on this one, but his Sauber teammates go up to P5. Caspino in 5th place there. Good one. Oliver up to P4 with a 31.7, Smithy.
Yeah, that's a nice lap from Oliver there. Not Oliver, sorry, Xenon. Yeah, Calvin, he's a really consistent driver. It's one of his best traits, to be honest. He's really consistent, always up there in terms of races, but he just cannot convert it at the minute due to bad luck. I mean, if you remember back to last week, he had quite a bit of bad luck with the Xenon incident where there was whatever happened under that safety car where Xenon seemed to be under his delta, and it looked like he had to slam on just to get back on positive, which unfortunately for Calvin, he was right behind him, causing front wing damage and losing the chance of possibly even a race win, which was unlucky for him, and hopefully he'll be looking to bounce back, and he's already quite well with a P5 at the minute.
Yep, indeed, it's Calvin racing in P5, and let's see what Emils could do in the second Ferrari. He's 5 tenths up in this one sector, but there's a Red Bull behind us who is trying to get a slipstream. That could be very worthy indeed. And it's not Ginger Tiger, but by the way, welcome back, Ginger Tiger. Nice to have you here. Alas Copo was the one. Is the one getting a slipstream. So has it worked? His advantage. It looks like he's on a fly lap so far, but now they both make their way down towards turn 12, 13, 14, 15. This complex of corners before we exit as we go all the way downhill, flat out all the way to the line. And the engines are singing as we make our way towards the line. He goes up into P3. Great lap time indeed. Alas Copo goes up into P4. So both good improvements there from the OWR drivers and getting the best times on the board. What can Mansell do? 1.6 seconds down there, Charlie. So it looks like he's struggling already.
Yeah, it might just be a recharge lap. Looks like he's in non on ERS. It might be a recharge lap. I'm not too sure on tyre wear around here. It could be a multi-run circuit. Of course, you know, there's quite a few of them on the current game. I guess we'll find out again if he goes for it out of turn 13, 14, 15, like you said.
Yeah, we saw the RBs and Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda getting close there too. We saw Kevin Magnussen versus Tsunoda versus Perez when he made that double dive bomb attempt up the inside. That was a fantastic move by Sergio Perez, but obviously he should be fighting back there in the first place. I had multiple Q1 eliminations, has Sergio Perez in a Red Bull as the rest of the guys then. Let's see what Mansell could do. He's about to cross the line, and I think he's going to go for another flying lap there. It's our championship leader who took it away from Burmeister at the Austrian Grand Prix. But Burmeister's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's down in P12. We know his qualifying is not really been strong. He converts it into a better race pace. Same with Harry Kane. He sacrifices a bit for qualifying to make sure he has the advantage on the race too. Otherwise, he'll find himself all over the balance there. But Oliver, P6, he's coming off strong from his podium at the Japanese Grand Prix, defending from smoke. And now we'll see what Oliver can do as he threads the needle going out of turn 13 to 15 before we make our way downhill towards the right-hander at the finish line. Deployment's been used. Where can Oliver go? He crossed the line now. It's a 31.5. That's a lot. That's a lot of time he lost there, Smithy.
Yeah, just speaking of a bit of a lost time, noticing Mansell's interesting technique out of the final corners. He does not use any deploy until right before the final corner. You know, obviously the very dipping left-hander like sweeper onto the start finish straight. The only time, well, just before the potential actually, and that will save him a lot of deploy, but will sacrifice him a bit of speed into that a very long left-hander into turn 1. But it might work out in the long term. as he comes down through.
Oops, sorry about that. Was I muted? Oh,
yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I was going to say, here comes Manso now, making his way towards the final few parts of this lap then, as he makes his way towards the line. Where can the Aston Martin driver go? The championship leader stays or goes up into P7. Crucially, it's ahead of Burmeister. Manso, all he's thinking about is getting ahead of Burmeister and Adams. That's his two main targets. But also, Klusler as well. Where is Klusler? Currently down in P... Is he here? Klusler? No, he's not. He's actually not here. So, Klusler was the one that could be fighting with Atlas Coppa in the championship, and I think he's just overtaken Atlas Coppa as well for P3 in the championship. I might have got something muddled up here because I usually do, but I think
P4.
Yeah, Klusler.
Adams is P3.
Yeah. So here.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's quite a big fight there for P4. Dan on 261, Calvin 270, then 2 points ahead is Atlas Coppa and Linus Klusler. 4 points ahead of him, so it's quite a big battle for that P4 position. And Adam's only 8 points ahead as well. Still a chance of him dropping down and maybe a third place falling to one of these guys.
Simo says, hello in the chat, I hope you get back in soon, Simo, as Burmeister gets a lovely toe from his teammate, and here he is across the line. Is this going to be pole? No, it's not. It's a 31.5, and he's down into P6 then, so just ahead of Mansell there, and Mansell will be looking for an improvement to get himself above his championship rival Burmeister. Spoke, the one that won the Japanese Grand Prix last time out, currently sat in P5, but Benny says Zedam for pole today. I have no idea, it could be any of these guys, but it looks like Zedam does not have the pace, but we'll never know until the last stage of qualifying when he's been sandbagging or not. But the sandbags come off truly here in qualifying. There's no time, there's no hiding your pace, there's no pretending no more. It's all the real thing. And Electro Dan and Michael Wasp haven't set a lap time just yet in the house on the Aston Martin. Michael Wasp is back after a few absences, and we saw him at the lead of the Grand Prix, the Mexican Grand Prix, but unfortunately he picked up damage after he made his pit stop and he got dropped well out of it. So that's why Michael Wasp could be struggling out there for the time being. I know Aston Martin don't really get along in their camp. He's had one podium this season, that was back in Jeddah as well. But after that, it's just been a bit of a difficult result. Yeah, his best result came in Singapore, but after that, it just couldn't get any better for him. And we'll see where McLaren goes nowadays. Obviously, we know it goes, but this is still qualifying. I keep forgetting that. I don't know why I keep thinking it's the race, but here we are then. Seeing him about to cross the line to go for another flying lap, and I'll see anybody else. Mindful Wasp goes up into P2, a 31.1. That's a stellar lap time there for the Aston Martin driver. Exactly what he needs, but the problem is, though, it's the wrong Aston Martin. It is going to be Mansell who needs to be up there, Charlie.
Yeah, just a quick touch up as well on Adams, that battle for P3 really in the championship. Adams can be knocked out of contention tonight, along with Klusler, Atlas Coppa and Calvin. Dan, of course, fallen victim last week to Mansell, knocking him out of the championship. So Calvin's really an outside shot. He needs, everything to fall his way. He needs both wins with fastest lap. One win with fastest lap and obviously a win. And everyone ahead of him to retire. The only thing that Mansell needs to do today for Adams is to outscore him by 18 points. So it probably will go down to a couple more races. Speaking of, Adams actually on his outlap now. Got his teammate behind him. Interestingly enough, could see a toe down that big long straight down the strip.
Yeah, and Adams, the one that unfortunately in the last two races got a retirement because he crashed in Japan, and I think somebody took him out in Monza, Austria, Turn 1 as well. So Adams has had bad luck in the next recent races, but Atlas Coppa raises the bar again. It's a 30.9, and finally somebody challenges Lord by the top G as he was sitting patiently in the pit lane just looking to see if any of his rivals can improve, and they have done that, as Black G might want to make a response there, get out of the pit lane. And we've seen him on a lap time. No, he's not. I think he says it's 11 seconds down, so I'm not quite sure about the strategy from Zedam, although he's got enough time to go in the pit lane and change onto bonus soft compound tyres. But Atlas Coppa, the man that's no stranger to pole or whatsoever, and he might have done it for the third time this season as well. Atlas Coppa is like Klusler. They always get decent results inside the top 5, and you don't expect them to be in a championship fight, but they're just there. That's the consistency Atlas Coppa and Klusler have. They like the Hulkenberg and Alonso. But 3 minutes left, Charlie. It's going to get very interesting.
This is going to get interesting now. Adams right on the back of his teammate. He's going to go round the outside. This looks like we're racing through the final lap. Got a really nice toe down towards the start finish line, and then a nice turn one there for Adams across the Aston Martin on the inside. You don't want to hit that. I've been unfortunate to come to an incident there coming out the pit lane. Ruined my race in Vegas a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, and then DJ suffered a spin in the sprint race last season too. He was leading the Grand Prix until he spun and gave the victory to one of the Red Bull drivers. But so far it's a Red Bull on pole, Alex Copo. Can he remain there? What about the other competitors? Lord Brad, the top G, I've only seen it out there once in this session. It indicates he's got more to show if he wants to show it. And we're getting Mindful Wasp, who's had a fantastic qualifying as well. Sometimes he goes under the radar as Adams hits the wall turn, I think, turn 10 and turn 11 there as he continues towards these swooping fast corners before we head down towards the heavy braking zone, heading towards the Pax Penguina clip. I don't even know what I said there. Club, there we go. Club. I was trying to do something, but I'm not good at multitasking. But I'm going to stick on board with Adams. So Charlie, is anything intrigued your eyes?
Not much. Yarham on a lap now, heading towards end of the first sector. I'll just check the split time as Adams heading down the strip. A tenth and a half up. That would put him, well, P3 at the minute. He needs at least 2 tenths to get above Lord Brad and Atlas Scopo. Nothing much else happening. Looking a bit further downfield, I think Adam's obviously on the lap, 5 tenths up. Keith's on a charge. Adam's to P7, nice lap by him.
Yeah, gets it out immediately. Does Adams. He's only got 1 minute left, so I don't think he might have time to go back in. No, he doesn't. So that's it. Qualifying's done for Adams. He pulled it, triggered. He pulled it.
Yarham, purple sector 2, 2 tenths up, and he's getting a really nice tow from his teammate, Electro Dan. This could be the pole lap.
Two Hasses working in harmony at their home Grand Prix. Yarham has also tasted a pole before, but there's a Sauber just in the way, but hopefully gets out of the way as he goes a bit deep into turn 13, heading out of turn 15, nice and smooth there on the throttle. Now has that slipstream benefited Yarham to put him ahead of the Red Bull driver. Here he is across the line. What's it going to be for Yarham? It's going to be pole with a 30.7. He takes it away by 2/10 of a second, and I dare say Electro Dan might need the favour to return here because now he's on a lap time, but there's a Sauber just in the way. I think the Sauber's going for a flying lap. I think that's Calvin.
Yarham's blocked him. That could be a possible Q-Bab for next week. That was close heading down the next straight there. That was a bit cheeky by Yarham there to slam the brakes on with Sauber behind. Don't think Calvin will be too happy.
We've got Lord Top G. Well, I could have got it Brad. We've got Brad there out on a flying lap as well. He has only set 1 pole lap, and that was good enough for 30.9, but his competitors have woken up. They finally realised what's going on, and they want to give some competition towards this 4-time world champion, Max Verstappen then. But to do that, he's got to defend from both Ferraris if he can, but I don't think he will because he doesn't have the tyre grip, does he? The tyres are just constantly degrading and therefore does not have that tyre advantage over the rest. And fall like a stone like he did, finished in 5th place with Verstappen, but you can't minimise you can't take away Max Verstappen's excellence for a 4-time world champion, no matter who you are. If you're a fan of him or not, I'm not a fan of him, but I still respect him, and that's what F1 fans should do too. There's a Haas sandwich there, so Electro Dan goes towards the middle sector. Qualifying has done. Electro Dan gets all scurrily out of the corner there in turn 14, so we'll definitely lose a lot of time, and they might got compromised by the Sauber as well, but back towards the top end of the field. Alas Copo is going for another lap time. Budgie is a few hundreds up. Mindful Wasp is a few hundreds up in the first set as well, so the Aston Martin go for a lap time. Where is Mansell? Mansell's down in 13th place. He is going to go for a lap time, of course. He has to, because Burmeister's championship rival is right there, cemented in P10, but I think Burmeister also has a lap to his name, so he can complete it, and we'll see where he will end up. That's a massive margin from 1st to 10th there, so we know that Burmeister...
Smoke getting a tow from Dan. I think it's Dan, or is it Sonic? I'm not too sure. It's Sonic. Sonic Hawk giving the tow to Smoke. Will he get out of his way though? He's got the pace, Smoke. Wow. Oh my goodness, they're going side by side. Looks like the RB is not backing off either. As we go down towards 14, we go. That's very odd there from the RB. I'm not quite sure why he decided fighting that was a good idea or not. But Alex Copa still up there. For Top G is the P3. And Mills up into P5. Smoking P9. Waiting for his lap time too. And I think that's done for Calvin Racing, unfortunately. But where is Smoke? Smoke across the line. It's only P7. A 31.3 from Smoke. High expectations, of course, from a Division 1. And he's been absolutely on fine form this season.
Anderson has spoke, but once again, qualifying's already has been forte, per to say. Mansell, 10.2 seconds down, and his championship rival is up into P10, and also the top three very close together. Adams, Burmeister, and Mansell down there in that part, Smithy.
Yeah, that's interesting to see. I mean, this is the second week in a row of where Mansell and Adams have been near the back of the grid. I believe Mansell 2 weeks in a row, P14. Double P14 for him. Let me just double check that.
Double P14, what the hell's that?
P9. It was P9 last week in qualifying. So he's a little lower this week. Bearmeister P10. Adams P9 actually. Just noticed that. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one to see if Adams and Bearmeister do decide to fight off the line, which I believe they do, sharing a row. Of course, very low grip into turn one here.
Alas, P2 had a lot of fuel as well, carried on board with that Red Bull, so that's why he didn't get the lap time he needed. So interesting facts there from his OWR team. And OWR, get ready for Hurricane. He could win the championship tomorrow, but we're focused on Div 2 right now. The championship belongs towards Mansell, Adams, and Burmeister. There are your classifications. Joachim, great lap time, but we know his race pace does tend to drop off a little bit, so keep an eye on that. That's Copo's a second, great qualifying from him. Lord at the top G to P3 ahead of Michael Watts. Mills into fifth on his return back. Out qualifies Zenum. Electro down to sixth ahead of Spoke. Caspino in P8 ahead of Adams. Burmeister, Calvin Racing, Oliver, Zenum, Mansell, Ginger Tiger, Keith, Martin, and Marco. Energy down to Sonic Hawk. Wow. Marco, by the way, welcome, mate. I think I'm not quite sure if it's the same Marco, but he is Slovakian. So welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay with us and then racing tonight, Marco. But yeah, we're going to go on to the Division 2 race there. This could be spicing up. What's going to happen going down into turn one we go? Any setups going to be changed because of the safety cars early or late? We definitely throw a span in the works there because the trajectory of the race has completely disappeared. So everything you're used to, you got to digest and see what the situation is around you. But it's all about adjusting in F1, and I can't wait. Smithy, are you looking forward to this, mate?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to turn 1 and 2, to be honest. It's very, with how the nature of the circuit is, of course, being a street circuit. Turn 1, very, very wide sweeper corner. Not sweeper, but very long, very wide corner. And then it just narrows really dramatically heading into turn 2. Then opens up on the exit and through the middle of the corner. It'll be very interesting to see if we go. We'll probably end up with a 3, maybe 4 wide into turn 1. And that'll be interesting to see if they make it through turn 2 like that. But it will be a very interesting race, of course. It's a very awkward turn 1 as well. Short, I believe it's the shortest run to turn 1 on the F1 grid. On calendar. And we're going straight in. That's a very quick one. Of course, with the nature of the Vegas circuit, it's as you can see, there's cars lined up right at the back there on a bend. So that'll be interesting to see if they can get a good launch course. With it being a dip, some of them may get a better exit than the others.
I am back, Charlie, so don't worry, mate. I'm here. It's all good. So I presume you were reading out the tyre strategies then, as we can go on the left-hand side. Look at that. Majority are the medium compound tyres. The rest have gone hard, and we'll see what it benefits them in the late stages of this Grand Prix. Sonic Hawk, or Energy Dan, Adams, our championship leader, contender, of course, and Calvin raced as well down there in P11. But Joachim, can he finally somehow manage to try and transfer this into a race win, or be at least on the podium? He was so close to Japan, but a few mistakes were there, a few spins as well, mess up on his parts. But Joachim, if he can get it all together, if he could just somehow mix all the ingredients up, he'll be cooking. But unfortunately, just can't seem to get that race pace where it's very important, the longevity and the longevity of the tyres as well, the grip surface. He's not used to it, so he's driving a bit. The car may not be responding to him, the car may be oversteering, understeering, but who knows? It's all down to him at the end of the day. But he's had plenty of races this season to try and see what he could do. But this one in Vegas, has he hit the jackpot finally, Smithy?
Yeah, the thing with Vegas as well, the setups are very similar to race to qualifying, because it's such a low downforce circuit. You can't really really go higher or lower, as it's already low enough. You just get to a straight line of speed, and yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what does actually happen in this race. It'll be another one that's quite interesting. Adams on the hards. I'm surprised to see him go quite conservative. I'd expect him to go more aggressive considering he's near the tail end of that train in the championship.
Yeah.
So
Right then.
it'll be interesting to see if Bearmeister does get him off the line. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jamie.
That's fine. And yeah, your phone as well. But anyways, it's fine, Charlie. Feel free to cut in when I don't see anything. But Carver's been disqualified from the formation lap. It won't matter anyway. All 20 drivers are here to race in Vegas. Which one of them comes out at top, especially going down into turn 1? Alex Cooper has the inside line going towards 1. And what about Johan? Will he be able to stick around the outside to maintain the lead of the Grand Prix? The questions you want answering, we'll be finding out in a few seconds' time. Because there are the lights. It's 3, 4, 5 lights, and we're underway at Las Vegas, and it looks like the Haas gets a better stop, but Alex Copo immediately side by side as we head down towards turn 1, bit of wheel bang in there. Alex Copo saves the car, as here comes Top G now around the outside on the inside line, going towards 4 and 5. Great move there from Top G, took advantage when Alex Copo was caught up in that scrap with Johan there.
Adams round, that's huge, and it's so disappointing for Adams. Beat right at the back of the field already. Xenon there in an instant as well. Casino and Calvin raced up the inside of it. Aston Martin there.
We've got a few people
Mansell
moving.
with a great start as well. 3 positions so far. Calvin going right round that outside.
But Mansell has the outside line back and go down the inside. No, he won't. So actually, Mansell does not go for it. Great defence there from Calvin Racing, and Mansell knows that his championship rivals are just ahead of him now, so try and keep them in their sights. But it's a massive DRS trade. I expect first is to get swallowed up by 3 or 4 cars. Every single time we race here in Vegas in a different league, or the ones I've commentated, it's always the same situation with the DRS. It's just you always get past them, and the guy in front might lose 2 or 3 places. I'm going to make it all back. So it's all about tactical, and when you do it at the same time, you don't want to be first, I bet, on the last lap of the Grand Prix where Slipstream here comes Michael Watts now up to P3. That's a great move from him. Electro Downs ahead of Casino as he puts himself up to P6 there. Caspino, sorry about that, Casper. As we make our way now out of lap 1 into 2.
Oh, Calvin! Oh, Mansell!
Is it? What's happened to Mansell? Where is he? Is he okay?
Yeah, damage to the front wing maybe. Calvin going really aggressive off the line there, making the move on Mansell already. Mansell coming straight back at him down the straight. Calvin loses the rear and cuts right across Owen there.
And look at this battle for first and second there, because Top G tried to overtake but he couldn't quite do it. Johan had the racing line, but we continue down towards turn 4. We go, there's the Aston Martin too, looking to take advantage. Michael Wasp is up to P2 there. Johan, great defence again, despite being under massive pressure in turn 1, now at turn 4. These two continue to go side by side as we head down towards this little chicane here, and it's Top G who will lead that battle, because you don't want to go side by side in there, because one of you is bound to be pushed off the track, so might as well keep it nice and tidy for the time being. With the top 11 in one big DRS trade, in fact, Ginger Tiger started 15th, great recovery for him. Energy Dan started 16th and he's up to P13 now. 19th up to P13. Alex Cooper's lost 2 places for being, well, he tried to go through down the inside but just lost his rhythm and momentum. But look at Johan locking up the rear brakes there. Out of turn 12 we go. This is going to be a big shot for Top G to get past, no doubt about it, of course, with the DRS open. Plus, if he stays behind Johan on this lap, that means third place will force him to an overtake. So we've got no choice really to go to the overtake unless he can manage the gaps very wisely indeed, to know and when not to overtake. But here comes Michael Wasp, a little straight line speed as Burmeister. It's up to P7. It was like a double overtake for Burmeister. It could have been. And Smoke is up into P4. So he's got ahead of the Red Bull driver. Not yet though, because the Red Bull driver has the inside line. Oh, they made contact! Oh, it's so close! And they made contact! Oh, they both meet up in the wall together. They could both collect at each other. I don't know what you were saying when you said
Adams and Mansell crashed as well.
Who?
Adams and Mansell out of the corner. DRS enabled. Adams goes for a round up the inside through the DRS zone, gets the move, kind of done. Mansell comes to cut across, make contact, wheel banging down the straight. Mansell cuts the chicane. Ames leaves him no room around the outside. Yellow flag for Dan, ignoring yellow flags 10 seconds. That is. Oh, wow. This is crazy already.
Wow, contact being made as well. Caspina looking down the inside of the Mills, but can't quite do it for the time being. Oliver's sitting patient in P8 there. Both Williams, crucially, on his side of this top 8 battle, fighting or trying to fight for the lead of the Grand Prix. But Johan is doing a fantastic job. I know what Top G is doing. He's conserving. He doesn't want to use the battery too much, so he's just trying to measure the gap to see, should I overtake him? Should I just stay behind on this lap? Or what about What about this guy behind me who might force me into an overtake? You've got loads of questions running through your mind. You've got to be on your toes 100%. And Laser says, messiest race so far. Stewards will be busy, lol. Yeah, I guess so. And I feel sorry for you, Lizards. Stewards, sorry. But here comes Top G now on the back of your home with the DRS enabled. He should be able to get this move done. Or will he do the same thing last lap and just sit in his DRS? We're only on lap 3. I thought
Here goes Wasp.
Hey, take it away, Charlie. Take it away.
Yeah, Wasp going straight for it around the outside there into the braking zone. This will be very interesting. And yeah, Johan just concedes the position. Nice and easy done. Moving down to Oliver Caspino, all doing well there. Bearmeister P5. Pervis. What's happened to Dan? Is he just getting overtaken? Dan
Double
going
overtake.
deep. And that's Sonic. Sonic going round as well. Xenon. It's a really messy race so far. And yeah, I feel sorry for Laser there. He's going to have a lot of work cut out for him. Calvin again, still struggling. He's already pit. 43 seconds back. He must have had front wing damage. Wasp in the lead so far, but yeah, he's bound to have used a lot of energy. I'm not too sure, but considering the straight line speed he had, he probably would have. And
also, that's Top G does not want to go first in his DRS train. Here comes the 2 Alpine Smoke versus Energy Down as we go down towards 4 we go. And Smoke, who just came on the pit lane of bonus zone medium, so did Energy Down on the set of hard compound tyres. They both continue to squabble here as we make our way towards turn 6 and turn 7. Xeno has picked himself up a second time penalty as Smoke goes down the inside and maintains P12. So watch out for him towards the late stage of this Grand Prix. Mindful Wasp and Yorham again swap places on the straight, I believe it is. No, that's before the straight. That's at turn. But before turn 11 and turn 12, that's a swooping left-hander, so what happened there? However, the top 3 may remain in formation, and we could get a battle going on once again, with the Aston Martin Mindful Wasp having DRS, as Jorholm's shaking left and right, saying, don't overtake me, just follow me in the DRS train. I think what these guys are doing right now, just following in the big DRS train, because that's what you want to do in the first stint, and try and build up a gap before you go for a pit stop. Ginger Tiger is ahead of Keith, puts himself up into P10, does the Red Bull driver, and reserve driver has had few decent results so far in the past in SFR. I think 6th place was one of his best finishes so far this season in a one-off race as a reserve, but Top G then looking so close to the back of Mindful Wasp, Charlie.
Yeah, it's well, he's getting a nice view of the sponsorship of Valvoline, getting a nice view of that Valvoline sponsorship and a nice
I thought it was a face creamer.
I'm pretty sure it is, but well, he's going to be he's right on the back of it, and it looks like Mindful Wasp harvesting quite a lot, so he's just using his DRS at the minute, getting that harvest back up and doing quite well.
Yeah, that's the strategic thing. That's the strategic game you play around here in any race as well. Just follow each other, try and use each other for DRS to try and break away as much as you can from the rest of the field. And that's when in the second half of the Grand Prix, that's when things get interesting, because all the gloves are thrown off. And here we are then. It looks like Mindful Wasp gets relentless traction out of there, and Yarholm is under pressure before we even make the corner. But now we're going towards turn 12 and 13 we go.
Brad.
And here comes Brad around the outside. Is he going to make a move there? No, he's not. Mindful Wasp has the inside line, but Mindful Wasp almost almost got caught napping by Top G there. Top G had really good pace out of turn 11 into 12. But here we are then with the DRS wide open for all of them. DRS will be open for this 1.9 kilometre straight. And we'll see then. We'll see Mindful Wasp take the lead of the Grand Prix, or does he? No, he doesn't, because he's waiting for that DRS. He doesn't want to go for it too early. And now he goes for it side by side with Johan. As he finally decides to put himself into first place. Can Johan fight back? No, he won't, but this time it's his turn to save the EOS, but he's got Top G all over the back of him as well. So we'll see then how he can manage that. You can see that's a big gap there. Well, small gaps between the top 3, under 0.5 of a second. That's how close they are. No DRS on the straight enabled as we go down towards turn 1 we go. Mindful Wasp defending the inside line, but Top G goes through because Johan hit the back of Mindful Wasp, and that allows Top G to go up the inside and take away second place there. So big cost of mistake there for Mindful Wasp and Yarham. But here is Top G then on the medium compound tyres, looking really racy again as he won a few Grand Prix this season in Division 2. He showed some fantastic pace. He won the USA Grand Prix, and he finished on the podium in the last few races as well in Brazil. He's doing a fantastic job so far, is Bradley.
Yeah, on going back to the Mansell comeback with Adams, they're back into DRS on the guys behind. Caspino with a 3 second there. Obviously through turn 4 and 5, I think that is, where they are now, or turn 6 or 7. Yeah. Not too sure. It looks like Marco's struggling quite a bit. Adams and Mansell being kind of swapping DRS to get back into these two. This little train here. And then after they've cleared these, they've got 3.5 seconds past Xenon to Keeps and Smoke, so they need quite a big comeback to, well, yeah, to keep the championship lead for Mansell and stay in the championship for Adams.
I can't believe it's only lap 5 in this Grand Prix. It feels like more will have to gone by. But here we are. There's the Aston Martin, Michael Wasp, up to the inside of top G. Electro down, puts himself, or stays ahead of Burmeister now. It's a Haas 3-4, so Haas can play the cards right here and try and keep one of them behind. But look at that, Yarholm almost gets a very dodgy exit indeed as he applied the throttle. Here comes top G for the lead of the Grand Prix again. On the final corner we go, downhill, and he should be able to take that easily, which he does do. And top G is leading the Grand Prix, as he was Mercedes the last weekend, with George Russell and Lewis Hamilton finished first and second in the colder temperatures. Ginger Tiger on the back of Martin as well for the battle of P9. Adams versus Marco, and Adams just gets ahead of Marco. There is his fellow competitors, and it's going to be a very difficult day from there if a safety car does not come out.
Yeah, Adams and Mansell both dispatching within 3 corners of each other. Mansell down the straight, gets the DRS. Marco speeds up right towards the end of the straight with that DRS he gets off of the guys in front, of course. And just later on the brakes was Mansell, nice and easy. Marco offline, Adams getting the switch back on him, and Marco getting a little bit of loss of traction there as Mansell now closing it. Oh, real loss there. Emil's and Oliver swapping positions, and there's contact.
Where? Who? How?
Emil Oliver through to the sweeper, and he's just left him no room.
Oh dear, Emil's on his return back to racing. He missed the Japanese Grand Prix last time out. Here, looking
Oliver
for better expectations.
Well.
And
looks
Oliver,
like he's got damage. Oliver's got damage.
It's allowing Martin, Ginger Tiger, and Smoke to be brought back into play as well. Maybe Mansell down to P15, depending how quickly he can dispatch these guys. But it's not looking good so far for the championship leader. It's going towards Burmeister's way, and looks like Burmeister might take him on the championship. I think it's a bit too far.
Here comes Mansell
away.
Again. Will he go late on the brakes? Here comes Sonic though on Dan. The 2 directors. Here comes Mansell again, the former director. It's a director battle here. All
That's
3
nice.
of the well, 2 of the current league directors, and then a former director.
Sorry about it. Sorry to interrupt, but the top three were side by side again. Mindful Wasp almost lost the car going side by side with Yorham, but it's all safe for now. The car's still pointing in the right direction, but it's getting so close. Charlie, this race, it's only lap 8 of this Grand Prix. I thought it would go quicker than that. I don't know why.
Oliver staying out for some reason. Quite surprised on that. Front wing damage on his front right template, I believe it is, or front left. I think it's front right. That could bring in, yeah, it's front right. Could bring in not Keith, could bring in Xenon, and Adams.
Sorry to interrupt, but
Caspino, yeah.
Mindful Wasp again is losing traction. Mindful Wasp keeps losing traction in the first corner.
Bearmeister has just rammed the back of Caspino. That is a penalty.
Did he get any damage? I'm not quite sure.
Caspino definitely got damage off of that. Oliver's back through. This is... I don't know how to describe this race at the minute.
Yeah, now the gap's 2 seconds because Mindful Wasp in the first sector was sliding around like Lando Norris was in the Grand Prix 2. The back in the car, always complaining. Martin's ahead of Caspino, up to P7, but the top 2 can decide now what to do in this Grand Prix. These 2 can pull away from the rest of the field and try and determine their race, but Top G makes a mistake as Smoke goes down the inside of his teammate Martin, but not on that occasion. He backs out. It's a massive DRS trade. It's so difficult to get past. Energy Dan is up to P12. He still makes the corner though, but the top 2 ever so close to battle once again. Here we are. Yarham down the inside of the final corner on the line. He takes P1 again away from Top G, but I wonder when are these pit stops going to happen. Electro Dan now, who's put himself into P3, but the Aston Martin want to fight back, but he doesn't have the grip on the purchase to do so. We saw him sliding around in the first sector like a shopping trolley, and therefore he had no grip, so he might have to come back in the pit lane at the end of this lap because he's going to drop like a stone if he could stay out there. He can't really manage his tyres quickly or good enough as the rest of them can, as the 2 Williams get super close there in the background of Mindful Wasp. Burmeister and Oliver once again running a solidary race in P5 and P6. What a fantastic drive from those 2 so far when they came partners.
It's all kicking off here. Smoke breaking a bit early, Martin breaking early, Caspino going into the back and possibly bringing up more damage, and Keith's just sitting here biding his time, waiting for a bit of a mistake from anyone here, and he's probably getting it at the minute. Adams stays out. Mansell is into the pits with the meals, and Atlas Scopo, not Scopo, Ginger Tiger as well
Here we go then on the straight. Here comes Top G with the DRS enabled, and they should be taking candy like a baby there. We know these two are going to trade DRS on the straight to try and pull away from their rivals, although Yarham has his teammate in P3, so that could help him if he barges him, if he holds him up for a certain amount of time for Electro Dan to get back in DRS, because they lost DRS. Thank you to Mindful Wasp, because Mindful Wasp in the first sector on the last lap was about 6 or 8 tenths down because he kept sliding. Oh, contact there between those two. On her happened, but Top G, they make it unscathed. But Zedum, however, overtook Dan. Oh, there's more contact going down there with Energy Dan and Zedum there. There's loads of things going on. And Burmeister has in the pit lane he goes then. That's Mindful Wasp, sorry. I saw the animation go from up and down from Fernando Alonso. But here comes Mindful Wasp then. Getting rid of these mini compound tyres. He's finally giving up on these tyres. And the hards go towards the end. Let's see what the second phase of this Grand Prix has to show us, with now people pitting onto the hard compound tyres or the medium compound tyres. We're about to find out, Charlie.
Yeah, undercut is very powerful around here on the game. As I'm looking up and down the field, where is Mansell in terms of Keith's? That is the main one. He's quite far back. Lord Brad with a 3 second. Now that could be very interesting towards the end of this race, as Oliver and Bearmeister sliding around themselves now through these corners. Caspino as well. I'm surprised Oliver still hasn't pit for that front wing damage, but clearly he's doing quite well with it.
Yeah, he is indeed. Oliver, he's going to probably pit when the time is right. Then change his wing, not now because he'll lose a lot of time. But yeah, he's done a fantastic job nonetheless. Is the Williams driver up there in P5. Did struggle in Division 1 last season. Was always outside the top 10. But this time he's found something. And Top G and Yarholm once again. And Yarholm goes up the inside or on the racing line to power his way past to first place. But the question is though, who's going to be first in that DRS trade? Who's going to be first towards the latter stage of the Grand Prix and take the sacrificial lamb and be someone's DRS provider? But at the same time, I have seen it go counteract against other people. Here comes Yarholm in the pit lane.
And Yarham as well. Bearmeister in. Oliver stays out. Smoke follows. Everyone's pitting at the minute. Adams will take a net P3. Depends on the traffic Yarham comes back out into. Let's have a quick look who he might sit behind. It might be behind Wasp actually. There's Wasp diving down the final corner now.
Here we are. There's a pit lane exit. It's so tight there. It looks like the Mercedes on the pass almost made contact as well, as Mindful Wasp is right behind. So Mindful Wasp, despite staying out one lap later, or pitting one lap earlier, sorry, as Zeno again picks himself up a 3 second time penalty. That's slam dunk there. Just watched him do it at turn 4. But Yarholm then rides the back of the Mercedes, but Cog seems to get past him for the time being. So we have to stay behind the Mercedes driver, see where he could do another overtake. But the best place to do it is obviously the straight to get well past them. Then, so the scenario is 8th downwards have pitted. These guys did not pit under the first safety car, I believe. In fact, none of them did because there hasn't been a safety car. But 8th place of downwards have pitted so far. So here's your net leaders. 8th downwards there. The top 7 haven't pitted just yet. They might get out of the way soon or not, depending how long they want to take their tyres for. They're not obliged to get out of the way either. But I've known several times in F1 League racing, people make contact with people because they're on different tyre ages, different skill rates, and obviously, yeah. Obviously, but yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, very big train down here. It's well, it looks like no one's going to be making the overtake. Martin might be closing in on Ginger Tiger quite quickly though. No overtake's going to be happening down here by the looks of it. Yarham is going to go for it on Wasp, and oh, what a move! Wasp's got the better exit though. Lord Brad's right there. Oliver in, along with Electro Dan, Xenon and Adams stay out.
Adams, who had his own mistakes on the first lap of the Grand Prix, is now leading the Grand Prix, but he hasn't pitted just yet. Neither has Xenon or Dan in P2 and P3, so they're probably got hanging for safety car as much as they can. But look at this multi-car scrap going on for 5th place here. Mindful Wasp and the Top G back together. The Top G does have a 3 second time penalty. Burmeister is ahead of Electro Dan there in the background, followed by Smoke, who also pitted a lap earlier, and Oliver, who's just came on the pit lane right now in the Williams then, just sandwiching all those battles here as we go down towards turn 5. Smoke looking for a move. It's late, There's contact, but luckily keeps the car pointed in the right direction. So Oliver now takes advantage of Smoke as we go down towards 6 and 7. The Hassman defends the inside line, not allowing the Oliver to go through. But that could have been very nasty indeed between Smoke and Electro Dan there. Bit personal between those two as Caspino is ahead of Martin. But Zeno gets a hole on exit out of turn 15. He's up to 5th gear. He's using the wrong gears and he was about 2/10 in close range of Adams. But he messed up turn 13 so badly that he won't have another chance. Not even the power of the DRS or Citroen will help you anymore on this lap time. But yeah, Charles Leclerc, unfortunately, is out of his qualifying session.
Flags. Keith's. Yeah, Keith's down to P15. Sonic Hawk's dropping like a fly near the top of the field. Looks like he's just letting them all go at the minute. But interestingly enough, he's let the two in front go. But Brad is going to be stuck behind him for the next couple corners, which he just might not have the grip on at the minute. Brad might have to risk it up the inside, but Sonic Hawk will probably be pitting this lap. No, he's staying out, so he might actually hold up Brad a little bit more. But Brad's going to go for it around the outside. This will be interesting for Brad's race, and he's going to go for it, and just no. Yes, he's got it. Nice round the outside move there, and it's going to be interesting. Can he keep it clean through the next corner? Yes, he can.
Sonic Hawk defended as much as he can, but that defence has to be unfortunately withdrawn because of the better tyres for people ahead of us. So these guys need to pit still. First, second, third, and a 7th, and I think Legendi as well, who also needs to get off those tyres as Oliver and Smoke will change the positions once again. Smoke, Oliver is back up into P10. Remember, these two had a fantastic battle at the Japanese Grand Prix last time out. They were side by side on the line, but this time they're fighting for P10, so not the usual circumstance they want to find themselves in so far. But Adams continues to lead. The gap is 1.8 seconds, and what would do him benefits here if a safety car came out later on to put him on the medium compound tyre to make sure he doesn't lose a lot of track time either. So he's probably got hanging for a safety car. No, he's not got much nothing to lose. I didn't even say that right. He ain't got much nothing to lose. How's Adams there? He knows that the guys ahead are a bit too far away in the championship, and Adams just wants to focus on one race at a time. Last victory came at the Zandvoort Grand Prix for Adams, but after that, he just couldn't seem to find his mojo or form again after making a few disappointing last few races there for Adams' standards. It's only lap 13, Harry, Charlie. I can't believe how slow this race is going.
Yeah, Bearmeister is playing it quite safe there. He could have had a move in towards the final couple of corners on Lord Brad, but he just decided, you know what, I'm just going to play it safe. Energy Tan finally into the pit lane. Adams and Xenon still staying out. That is going to be interesting. They're really hanging on for that safety car now, as Dan saving his 10-second penalty, of course. Mansell with the fastest lap. He's on a charge now. He's behind Keiths, who's behind Martin, who was behind Caspino, but has kind of fell off a little bit.
There comes Top G now, side by side with the Aston Martin, and that's an easy overtake there for the battle for P4, but they know there is the top three. First and second have not pitted. Third has. He can take those tires towards the end easily, so it's down to Johan, Top G. Can Johan finally get his first win of the season? After so many attempts of asking, Johan has made plenty of mistakes. He's spun out in plenty of races. He's made contact. He's picked up penalties, and you name it. Every single chance has got a high potential when the League of Shadows wanted him as well. And yeah, unfortunately, Bane was not to be. Marco gets a 3-second time penalty. Does the Aston Martin driver, and I managed to overcome Bane and beat him. Here we are then on the straight. Lord Top G is right behind. In fact, Michael Waters right behind Top G. Johan's got a bit of breathing space between himself and Top G. So they don't have DRS at the back of Johan. Can he use that to his advantage and pull away from the rest of the field? Can he do it? We're about to find out. In the background, the Smoke overtaking Electro down. And also, Oliver is ahead of Sonic Hawk. We see plenty of moves going on down here. In the chicane, down the inside goes the Williams. That's Oliver makes contact and he's in a spin. Oh no, the door was just shut in there. It's just so tight. He can't get two cars, unfortunately, in one space.
Here comes Mansell. He's gone 3 wide. What a move for Mansell. Oliver coming back onto the track force on Ghoston. Martin getting a poor exit due to that. And here comes Oliver again. He's going to go for it again, maybe around the outside or up the inside. No, Martin's going to go for it. And he's going to go way off the track and losing down to Keiths as well.
Yeah, he's dropped.
Martin's going to go straight back up for it as well again. Sorry to interrupt again there. This is an interesting battle with Martin. He is being really aggressive, which I've never really seen Martin go completely aggressive like this before.
And also Martin, who won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix And after that, unfortunately, he was not able to race in Division 2 for whatever reasons. But once he made his return back to Division 2, that's when Callum Hall started to win the races again, and the Jim Ram as well. So we'll see then what happens towards the end of the Grand Prix. Adams surely is spotting a safety car squad, because there's no way he's going to have to make up a lot of time there if he's going to put on the mini compound tyres right now. 9 laps is not enough, not even catching. Never mind overtaking. But here we go then, on board with Martin, and we'll see what happens going down there in towards turn 14 we go. Burmeister flies past the top G. Top G's lost a bit of pace recently. I'm not quite sure. Is it a hard compound tyre issue? Has he picked up damage? However, I'm not quite sure. And he's been relegated down into P6 then. So we'll see once these guys clear up in first and second. We'll see the true orders. So top G is still P4. Remember, he's got a 3-second time penalty at the end of this race. So that could be very costly indeed, and demote him down a few orders. Zenum and Adams have pitted there to get rid of their hard compound tyres, go the mediums, and we'll see how many places or how much time will they catch up towards in the Grand Prix. We'll see. But the Sauber spun, however, down there at turn 4, I believe it is, 5. Yeah, Sauber spun. That was carving race, unfortunately. Miserable rows here at the Las Vegas Grand Prix. But back to the battle between the top 4, because now Adams and Zenum have been cleared. So it looks like Johan will have to do the hard work of passing them on the track, and also risk getting held up by them as well to bring back Burmeister and Michael Wasp in his DRS range. The gap is 2 seconds. Can Johan finally do it here in Vegas, Charlie?
Oh, we never know. He's got a decent gap. Like I said, there's not much difference between quali and race setups around here. I said that on the formation lap, and it looks to be, well, paying off true. As Burmeister, he needs to play this really cautiously. With Mansell so far behind, he needs to just play it cautiously. Obviously, this is going to get dicey. All of them are in trying to save the ERS before the straight. Of course, it is a penalty given offence to play DRS chicken, as it's called. You can't really let someone through, get the DRS, then overtake them again. It is, well, in the rule book, it's not allowed at all. These two should just try and DRS their way up to Yarham now.
Michael Wasp is up to P2, so he just out-dragged Burmeister. Spoke is up to P4 now. He's back involved in this battle, so multiple changes going on here for the battle to lead the Grand Prix, but they lost more time to Yarham. The gap is 3.7 seconds there between Yarham and Michael Wasp. He's pulling away, but can Yarham manage to do it? Zeno picks himself up a 9-second time penalty. That man's going for the most awards of penalties. As we head down towards turn 1, you can see Burmeister makes contact at the back of the Aston Martin, and now Burmeister, here comes smoke around the outside, into 3, into 4 we go. Can he try and stick around the outside? How hard is Burmeister wanting to fight this, knowing there's a championship on the line, knowing that your rivals are having a bad day? As we head down now towards turn 5 we go. Burmeister just stops his attack and stays in P4, not willing to risk it all. He's want to make sure he finishes inside the points and not be taken out, and therefore give more points.
Brad round the outside. What a move, he can pull this off, and Burmeister getting really aggressive there. Mansell!
Oh no, it gets bad to worse, doesn't it, for Mansell? Unfortunately, not the type of mistakes we usually see from this driver, but sometimes we all have our good and bad days, and this is one of his bad days as well. So yeah, Mansell will just learn from that, come back stronger in the next race, and I think it is at the Las Vegas Grand Prix in Qatar, so that should be very interesting indeed. And there is about 5 laps, there's about 8 laps left to go in this Grand Prix, and the gap between first and second is still 1.3. 3 seconds, sorry, and it's still continuing to go up there between Michael Wasp himself. So good pace there. Here comes Smoke now with the DRS enabled as he puts himself back into 3rd place ahead of Michael Wasp. Michael Wasp, however, has driven a decent race so far. A very good one, because I know he struggles sometimes. He's one of those drivers that you just can't predict, because sometimes it could be 17th, 18th, 1 minute, next he's been P4, P5, and yeah, it's always been a bit topsy-turvy with loads of surprises and shockers in this season. But don't discount anybody. Here comes Burmeister looking left and going back towards the right, and outbreak himself side of there, but he's trying to set himself up on Smoke to get a decent launch out of the corner, and we'll see then, can Michael Wasp try and leapfrog Yarham going down to turn 4? No, we can't, because he's too far back. I'm reading the wrong thing out here. It's Michael Wasp versus Burmeister. Burmeister is not going to go for the move just yet. He's going to sit behind and wait patiently. Can't afford to make any sort of silly indictments here in this Grand Prix, knowing you've got a big advantage over the rest of your field on the field.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think Meister needs to really just keep it stable, keep it steady. He needs this podium. He needs not even a podium. He needs this P4 in this championship. I believe if results stay as they are, he will take the lead in the championship. if I'm not wrong in saying. So it should be interesting. Did Smoke hit the wall? I swear he just hit the wall on the exit.
I'm not quite sure, but if he did, he just got away with it. So lucky there for Smoke as we continue to clear the climb up towards 225 miles an hour, 340 kilometers an hour, heading down into the straight we go. DRS enabled, can he do it? Can he go for an overtake? Is there going to be a double overtake? Massive slipstream, but no, you don't even get one of them as he breaks super early there. Mindful was trying to go around the outside, but can't quite do so. Lord Brad, the top G, got very close on the back of Burmeister. Caspino in P8 doing a really good job so far. Catches the back of Ginger Tiger. Ginger Tiger also did a mega job in this race as well. But here we go on the straight again as we head on to lap 19 out of 25. Here comes the Aston Martin. Dummy's down the inside, but he outbreaks himself to Smoke, and the Aston Martin might come through. They're side by side now into 3 and 4, and we'll see which one of these two will head out in this battle first. And Mindful Wasp has the race in line, but who has the DRS? I think it is. Who has the DRS? I don't think it's neither driver.
Wasp. It is Wasp. It's Wasp. It's Wasp. And here comes Brad. Oh, 3 wide there. Meister there as well. Meister nearly in the wall. Electro Dan behind these two. Caspino 5 seconds back. Adams there is what 4.8 now. Adams there. He's coming back with a nice result. I don't think he can get much of them unless it's a collision ahead. Meister's down to P5 now. Possibly even a P6. Manso within 3 seconds is. Yeah, that's really unlucky for him.
Bad to worse, but at the same time, Burmeister's had his up and downs as well. He's not had it all his fair share. But as we head down towards turn 13, the championship keeps changing ways every single race. We're thinking that this driver has the advantage on the next one, but we'll see then what happens going down on this 1.9 kilometer straight with the Mercedes on the back of Mindful Wasp, but also Burmeister on the back of the Mercedes driver. Smoke has pulled away from the DRS range of Mindful Wasp, but I'm not quite sure how he's done that. But at the same time, these guys need to overtake to bring Mindful Wasp, to bring Smoke back into this DRS play and try and get second in this Grand Prix. Because if you let him pull away, that could be it. The 1 second gap will be pulled away. Adams has put himself into P7 ahead of Ginger Tiger.
Yeah, Adams cleared them. I'm pretty sure he is at least 1 second a lap faster. He's on 5 lap new and mediums as well. That is going to be quite interesting. I think he might be able to get back in. He's already 4 seconds behind. It was 5 seconds a lap ago. So, might see a very interesting finish with these two. Adams might be coming back with a brilliant comeback drive for him.
Yeah, and Adams as well knows he needs to finish in P3. He needs to finish in ahead of Klusler, because Klusler is holding him down the championship for 3rd place. The silent assassin on his way. Klusler's had that regular top 5 podiums it's recently. That's why he's so far up in the highest championship. He's got 1 podium and no wins, and he's up into 4th in the championship. That's the level of consistency that gets you here. But Paul Grit, he's not here tonight, unfortunately, so yeah, he won't be able to do anything about that one. Whereas Adams can and try and put some points between himself and 2nd and 3rd in the championship if he can. But here we are then, lap 20. There's 5 laps left to go in this Grand Prix. This race felt like it's been going on for a long time, for like 2 hours. But as we now make our way towards turn 13 we go, a tricky braking zone. You want to make sure you hook up the apex very nicely, get the throttle when the car is required to turn in, and now the DRS will be enabled then. Aston Martin will be vulnerable down the straight, and we'll see how much of an effect it has on this DRS, because he's vulnerable, has no DRS on the back of anybody. But so far, Burmeister is not pushing to overtake. Here comes Electro Dan on top G. He puts himself into 5th place, but Burmeister finally gets ahead of Mindful Wasp, but he puts himself into P3. Guess what? Gained about 7 or 8 tenths on that lap because of the slipstream. And now Oliver Caspino and Ginger Tiger are all in a battle with each other here, going down towards turn 30 to turn 15. They're all getting so close, but Top G is getting closer. He's right behind Electro Dan as we make our way down into turn 1 we go. Lord Top G, there's 4 laps left to go in the Grand Prix. He knows he can't get a podium with a 3-second time penalty, but he's going to try everything he can to try and win in his power if he can do so. But the guy's looking very quick in front there, and you can see that Oliver going a bit wide, so Caspino might have a big chance on the back of the Williams driver. Gets a good launch out of turn 4, DRS enabled for him, and we'll see, can he make the move going down there? If not, it should be on at the Las Vegas Strip. Here comes the Ferrari now, Zenum. Haven't really told much about him in this Grand Prix. Been a bit unknown to this race, but he's up there in P11, and not been the race that Ferrari won whatsoever, but he's on fresher mediums, of course. Same with Adams, so watch out towards the Grand Prix with him.
Yeah, Adams really starting to pull in now. He pulled in another second last lap. He hasn't pulled in as much this lap, but I think we might see a lot through this final corner, as a lot of them do play, well, ERS chicken, forget DRS chicken, it's ERS chicken through this this section here. No DRS at all, and he's just again pulled in kinda about half a tenth maybe. So it could be interesting to see what Adams can do in the final couple laps. Has his mediums already died? Marvin for Wasp and Dan swapping positions again. Wasp is starting to really struggle now. He's taking the life out of those tyres.
Yeah, probably pushed a bit too early like Charles Leclerc did on George Russell, sorry, this season, when Smoke has picked himself up a 3-second time penalty now, so that's going to be very costly towards him, towards the Grand Prix. I think Yarham will remain unchallenged. Got to keep it nice and tidy for Yarham. Got to make sure the mistakes are put to a minimise, because he knows what's that Sauber doing? What on earth is the Sauber doing? And he's just caused a VSC. That's not how you should behave, unfortunately. You can't throw out emergencies like that and do that.
Oh, Calvin. Oh, Calvin. Oh, Calvin.
Rage quit, unfortunately.
That is... Oh, well, if I'm being investigated, that definitely needs to be investigated.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slam dunk penalty, because we all know...
That's a slam dunk, yeah. I mean, don't think even... I think Lasers just needs to write that up, really. That's a slam dunk already. You'll see that out in 10 minutes probably, which is a shame to see for Calvin. That is a really quick VSC.
Yeah, the VSC has ended. Then we could get racing once again, caused by Calvin. The only retirement in this Grand Prix. Marco and Sonic Hawk side by side, but Marco is in the pit lane to put on a brand new set of soft compound tyres, possibly go for the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Towards the end is Marco down there in 18th place, and Mansell, a dismal race for him, in 17th of the medium compound tyres. Nothing has gone his way whatsoever. He just did not have the grip at all on any tyre compound, just don't have the pace, and he was just stuck there in the midfield battles and not able to go anywhere and just stay stationary the whole time. So I think Mansell needs to try and up a game a bit, especially towards the next few races, because this is getting really crucial now. Burmeister's in P3, and we know that Mansell had 2 races to try and get as many points as he could away from Burmeister, because Burmeister did not race in those last 2 races. Electro Dan now puts himself into 3rd place. This is still a battle for the podium here between Dan and Burmeister and Michael Wolf. Michael Wolf made a mistake again, and he's been dropped down into 6th place.
There's Adams.
The tyres have given up, and here comes the McLaren driver Adams, but he will not go for it down into turn 1, as he will stay behind for the time being. Adams is looking really quick so far, the medium compound tyres, but there's only about 3 laps left to go in the Grand Prix, so how much time, how much pace can he get up there? He needs to dispatch this Aston Martin as quickly as he can, but catching up is one thing. Overtaking is something difficult, and now gets a good run out of turn 3 and 4 to have the DRS wide open. Can he outbrake him going down into turn 5? No, he can't, because the Aston Martin switches to the inside line. Can Adams go around the outside on the brakes? He forces the Aston Martin to go wide into turn 5 to Adams, trying to do the switch back. What a move from Adams, who did the switch back under and over, classic type shit, and he's up into P6 there. Fantastic move from Adams, forced it to go on the inside there, made him go out wide, and Adams was able to take advantage. Great experience there from Adams and Scotsman in P6.
Yeah, and he's got a chance at P5 and maybe even a P4, maybe even a podium here if he gets within the 3 seconds of Dan. Not Dan, 3 seconds of Smoke. Of course, he's already in the 3 seconds of Lord Brad in front, and of course with Bearmeister possibly being investigated with the collision with Caspino, Sonic Hawk is gone deep through turn 3. Bearmeister's up to P3 now. Dan is in P4. Adams there, probably just going to sit back and now wait. Here comes Wasp though.
Yeah, here comes Wasp up into P6. He goes ahead of Adams, so reclaims 6th place away from the McLaren driver. So looking to get past him quickly. Unfortunately, sees the same rival in front of him. So he picks himself up another 3-second penalty, which is quite bizarre for me, because it's not really an easy place to get Travis out here, I don't think. But as we make our way down towards turn 1 with Michael Wasp in 6th place, started to struggle on the hard compound tyres, was one of the first drivers to pit one of the first drivers to call the pit stops, and he started to struggle now because he did struggle on the medium compound tyres this first, and he saw him drop backwards heavily, and Adams is far behind Michael Wasp, but not close enough to try and make a move going down into turn 5, so got to wait for his opportunity again, unless he's going to go down the inside. He is moving on the break, and there is Michael Wasp as he gets ahead. Adams puts himself back into 6th place there. Archie close to the wall, but luckily they both came out unscathed. Adams went for the move. Michael Wasp was, I think he was jittering to the left and right there, and might have moved on the break. However, Adams up into P6 now.
Yeah, that was a bit dodgy from the pair of them. Adams with the contact, Wasp with the move, and I think Stewards will just say racing incident for that, both of them. Yeah. Came out unscathed. Of course, you got to let them race. It's just so late in the race now. You got to just. That depends on how severe the incident is, of course. Wasp struggling again in the background there. Off he goes. Not off he goes. A little wide, and he's lost already. The DRS, and Oliver might be looking to have a little look at him as well. Xenon looking for a P. Not a P9, sorry, he has the penalties, of course. As we approach
sorry about that.
The final
Sorry
lap
about that.
now,
I was on mute. But now we're going on towards the final lap around here in Las Vegas, and looks like Yarholm has done enough. The gap is 1.6. He knows he can let smoke through because he's got a 3-second time penalty. Lord by the top G is right at the back of Electro Dan. Could it be a Haas podium, or will Electro Dan will top G just spoil it off him? He won't actually, because he's got a penalty. So I think it's a double Haas 1-3 regardless. As now we go down towards the straight with the DRS open. Will top G go down the inside into 5? No, he won't. A bit too far back to do so, but they're also close to the back of the battle for P3. Burmeister could lose P3 here. He's defenseless. He's got no DRS either. Electro Dan has stored up a lot in his battery savings as well, so he's able to use that down the straight, get ahead of Burmeister, and we'll see how that affects on the championship. But Yarholm, finally, here he is at P1. Let's give the spotlight to him. Made his appearance at the Hungarian Grand Prix this season in Division 2, and he's taken a few poles now and then, but at the same time, he can't convert the poles into a win, a podium, or a decent race position, because he always used to spin out. I'm not quite sure what he was struggling with in terms of car setup, the overall longevity of the cars, whether he was struggling to try and adhere to the setup in the race. But who knows what could happen to Yarholm. But not put a foot wrong in this Grand Prix has Yarholm, and he finally deserves what's coming towards him very shortly. As Electro Dan is now over to P3, it's a double Haas podium, and Haas will take away a lot of points here as Caspina goes up into P12. But back towards the first place man of Yarholm. After a long time waiting, after loads of time being in doubt whether he should race or not, he now makes his way towards the finish line, and he can announce himself as a winner here in SFR for Division 2. Round 22, it's a Haas 1-2, and what a fantastic race that was indeed. Great strategy play, great call by both Haasers. They did a fantastic job, and finally they get what they deserve, because Haas have been really struggling so far this season, but Electro Dan and Yarholm realigned to the team.
Yeah, that is really good for the pair of them, of course, working well in Japan last week. Didn't work out for Dan off the line. Yarholm didn't work out in the end as well, but what a race that was. Burmeister, P3, pending results of any stewards investigations, of course, for anyone on the grid. That was quite a messy race.
Could you invite the top three, please, Bad?
Yeah, will do. It was quite a messy race for everyone. There, a lot of incidents, a lot of spins, a lot of wheel banging, but it was a good race in the end. And I will send the invites now. I've got to run though. I've got to go off to bed. I've got college in the morning.
No worries, Charlie. Thank you so much for commentating with me, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. And yeah, we hope to see you next week or on the grid soon. But yeah, thank you very much, Charlie, for your excellent insights and efforts today. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, no worries. I'll send these invites. So who was it? It was Adam. Not Adam. It was Dan.
Yarholm.
Dan Meister and yeah, got it. Wait, where's Yarholm? I can't find Yarholm.
Yarholm. Y-A-R-H-A-M.
Yeah, got it. Right, there we go. Invite sent. I'll have to see you later. Thank you for having me on again.
You're welcome, mate. Anytime, pleasure. And yeah, it keeps you company at the end of the day. Making sure I don't go off on a tangent, because that's what happens usually when it left to commentate. But there is your results then. It's a Haas 1-2 with Electro Dan in first ahead of Yarholm, first ahead of Electro Dan in second place. Burmeister started 10th and he finished in P3. Great drive from the Dutchman today. Spoke in P4 ahead of Adams. Great recovery drive considering what happened to him at the start of the Grand Prix. Lord Top G just ran out of pace towards the end, did see, and finished in 6th ahead of Michael Wasp, who also lost pace. Oliver, great drive to P8 ahead of Ginger Tiger. Very quiet in the race with Ginger Tiger, but still he's at the top 10. Keith rounds off the top 10 for started in 16th place. Emils on his return, unfortunately, had a really bad race, dropped 5 places, and he finished in P11. Caspino 12th ahead of Zenum, Alas Copo, Manso, who's left the session, and then all not adjusted to the right classifications anymore. But it's unlucky to Manso. I'll be thinking back and wonder, what did I need to do differently in this race? Is it just the track dependent? Do I just struggle here in general? If so, I'm going to move on, practice more for the next racing Lusail in Qatar. So he's still got plenty of time to make it work, but he's got to do it now rather than later, and he's giving a load of points towards Burmeister in the championship as well after his 2-week absence, or 2-3 weeks absence there from Burmeister. But I think we've got one of our podium sitters in here, and that is Electro Dan, mate. So Wow, you've been in all sorts of battles today, haven't you, mate? You've been like left, right, and centre everywhere, and got to say as well, some nice, neat overtaking from you as well, and good defending. Talk us through your emotions like Grand Prix. It must have been very stressful because it's a high-speed game of chess in Vegas around here.
Uh, yeah, I think it was a lot more stressful than it needed to be.
Yeah,
I think some people that were playing DRS games and it was making it a lot more stressful than
yeah.
we hoped it would have anyway.
But still, P2's great for you because I know you didn't have a good Japanese Grand Prix after getting demoted a few
Oh,
places,
yeah.
but you wanted more. I take it you wanted more today. You think the win could have been possibly offered for you?
Um, Maybe, I don't really know. I know Yaren's going to be a tough one to beat though. He's been quick as of recently anyway. But I think maybe pit stop wise, I think because he got the upper hand in that's probably what gave him the win over me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it anyway.
Yoham, are you there, mate? We've invited you to a party, so hopefully we get to hear from you. My former ex-esports driver is Yoham. But yeah, well, I let you down. What a fantastic drive today. Multiple podium sitter today as well, multiple podium sitter in this season. And you really started to show your pace because you got brought in reserve in the last few races, and you've already been a threat to all of them as well. So, what are we expecting for Qatar next week?
I don't really know with that track. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's a pretty boring track. Plus, it's just going to be a DRS train, I think, really. So,
Fair enough.
I don't really know.
Fair enough, mate. And congratulations on P2 today. You did a fantastic job, mate. And really nice to see you back at the podium.
It is.
And now we just wait. I think your home needs to respond to me, but my phone is messing up all the time. My phone is like just messing up the whole time because of a bit of a... There he is. Your home's finally joined then, so it saved me going for a message. But here he is then, your home. A long time no see, a very good friend of mine. And I'm good, thank you. Yourself? So, Yarham, I know this. I said it every single race, but you struggled. You religiously struggled in race pace trim. Like you go for spins, you pick up penalties, constantly losing the back end of the car, and you've had a lot of that during the season. You had a very tough season where a lot of people said you're Colin Merchant and you fall back down the order immediately in the Grand Prix. But what's changed from now to then? What have you done to make this car suited towards your side? Is it the car itself? Is it the driver itself? Oh yeah. Yoham? Yeah, we just spoke to you, didn't we? I was so confused. I'm very sorry, Yoham. I've not been paying attention to the whole race. But yeah, for well done today in your first victory. And were you ever nervous about in the last few laps when the gap was broken? Was you ever nervous about those guys catching you in the DRS towards the end? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's very nice to see you up here because it's just like a reoccurring pattern. Can you make sure your voice is to share, please, guys?
Do it. Could be.
So, Johan, we'll continue off here. What was you going to say? Yeah. But what about your motivation as well? Because I know every single race, like you took pole, and the same thing happened over and over and over again. What point does it like finally push somebody away and says, "Yeah, oh,
I even went back to the pad. I went back to the pad and I thought, I can't do this. It just doesn't feel right. But yeah,
yeah, you did as well"? Because it was just a massive shame to see, like you near the top three, then all of a sudden you just drop it down.
it's going to happen. It was always going to happen. Changing from the wheel, I knew straight away I lost a second and a half.
Yeah.
And it was just always trying to build that second and a half. But thankfully now, we're just getting to that part.
Thank you very much, Johan. Congratulations on your first for the season. It's been a long time coming, and you finally get it. Finally gets it, mate, after all that time. And we move on to the man in P3 who just joined very late. It is Burmeister. So Burmeister, mate, you spent about 2-3 races absences watching your competitors try and get as many points as you as they can. Mansell to the lead of the championship, but you, I'm not quite sure because I'm not really figured out the mathematics yet, but you could take the championship lead or just be like 2, 3, 4 points behind it. But Burmeister, on your return, mate, does this make you more confident now in the championship battle? Because what was you expecting going into this Grand Prix after spending a few weeks off?
Pooh, expecting. Well, I was practicing the track and I really didn't like it. It's so made and I like the old-fashioned tracks, as you know. So
Yeah.
it was quite hard to get some practice in, but in the end I found a setup with some balance. And then, yeah, just thought, let's do this and let's make the most points out of it. I knew in qualifying it wouldn't be the best, but in the race on the rear tires it would pay off in the end of the stints, and it did. But like Mindful Wasp was doing a great job, I think, for Aston Martin. I think he's teamed up with Mansell. And yeah, I think half of the race I was behind him and fighting me, but in the end it was a clean battle. But yeah, Oliver did this as well to the other opponents, so it's good. But otherwise there was more, I think.
Yeah, you and Marple was behind a 10 scrap as well. I didn't mention that in the Grand Prix, but was you fully aware that Jonathan Crane was looking at you the whole time?
Who?
I don't know why I said that. I don't know what I said. But were you... I don't even know what I said, sorry. What question did I just ask?
Was I aware that who's watching me?
I don't know. I don't even know what name I said. Just forget it, Burmeister. I don't know. I don't even know what I said. But Burmeister, are you... how do you feel going to the next 2 races now? The championship's on the line for you. Could be won in the next race or the race after. But how are you feeling for the next few races?
Nah, I think it's going on till the end, because before my vacation I think I was something like, I don't know, 10 or 14 points up. And after I came back I was 19 down. I saw Mansell finished 14th today, I believe. So we make some points, but it's still not enough, and it won't be an early championship for no one. I think it's going to be decided in the last race between Adams, Mansell and me.
Well, whatever happens between you two, I wish you the best of luck and may the best come out top between you two.
Yeah, let's hope for a great end. And we enjoyed tonight again. Enjoyed being back. Expect track, but I like tracks as Japan last week. When I was watching it, I want to drive this. I want to do this, but impossible in Tenerife.
Veel succes vandaag.
Dankjewel, goed gedaan.
Geen probleem, jongen.
Goed gedaan, fijne avond, dankjewel, thank you everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the comms, guys, thank you for the comms.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Burmeister. So we round off there. That's the Las Vegas Grand Prix done for Div 3 and Div 2. Next up is Division 1, Hurricane versus Laser Lord in the championship. But Hurricane does have the upper advantage with more points to his name. So we'll see if Laser has any response. Glazer needs to throw down some markers here immediately to keep his championship aspirations alive. Had he been a bit too passive in terms of his overtaking, not being too aggressive, that could have been the cost of his downfall in the championship there, because Hurricane was making moves in the right place at the right time, whereas looks like Laser just got stuck in the midfield scraps there, and Burmeister's left to play as well. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in with commentary on me. It seemed a bit weird because it felt like a super long race, like 100%, but I know it wasn't. But anyways, thank you so much, guys, for commentating with me. I hope you all have a good time chat, and we'll see you all. Join me and Owen Manso back at 7:30 for Division 1 at the Las Vegas Grand Prix. I think last season Hurricane, MDJ won the Grand Prix ahead of Hurricane after he spun in the sprint race, but no sprint races this year. It's all pedal to the metal from lap 1 all the way down towards the end of the race. But I'll see you all later. Have a good night and have a good weekend. Also enjoy the Qatar Grand Prix this weekend. I know Verstappen's a 4-time world champion, but the season has been incredible to watch, full of ups and turns, surprises, good surprises in terms of what's happened in 2024. But yeah, what the season has been so far, like 2021, and hopefully next year we'll be even closer like that as well. I need to stop talking. Right, I'm going to go now. I'll see you all later on. I just couldn't stop waffling there.